Okay, day 97, part 3. Sorry, this is on a laptop again. I just wanted to get out a late edition for the folks who've responded to me today. Thank you very much. As everyone knows, I started out investigating the Clinton Foundation, which led to an investigation of DynCorp and all these police actions all over the world, which ended up in testing populations by giving them viruses so they could test vaccinations, sex trafficking, organ harvesting, etc., etc., etc. I'm still trying to find an African nation where this didn't happen. And then I propose that Haiti is the close, doormat, the example on our doorstep right before it's our doormat before all this stuff of experimentation with vaccines, sex trafficking, and organ harvesting come to America. And I have some evidence now that Chicago, Baltimore, Boston, Philadelphia are going to be organ harvesting and sex trafficking centers in the U.S. But I can't get to that tonight. But I do know that Doug Coe here, the chairman of the Muslim Brotherhood, is going to host the National Prayer Breakfast on Thursday, and Kagame, the butcher of Congo for over the last 25 years, will be one of the guests. So that's a little disappointing on Trump's part, but I won't cover that. You can watch earlier episodes. But in early episodes, I showed that the CIA worked with 12 departments of the DoD, different Army intelligence, Air Force, Navy, etc., to come up with JTTF, which was basically a way of undoing the Constitution. Okay, and one of the ways of undoing the Constitution is creating these brownstone operations, sex trafficking operations, to basically compromise everyone in a position of power, compromise the whole power elite by using sex slaves. This woman is the one who's saying that she was gang raped repeatedly by police forces. This is what's encouraged by the folks who set up the JTTF control mechanism. The control mechanism is to control police forces on the local, state, and federal level. And we'll just wait for it to change. Dana Priest, the last Pulitzer Prize, last time we really had a look at our intelligence community was 6 or 7 years ago now. We need another look at this. There was 1,300 government agencies and 2,000 private contractors. That number of agencies has absolutely skyrocketed to 2,164 government agencies and almost 7,000 private agencies. You're going to find that a lot of these are security firms, that a lot of these are retired FBI, DHS, and CIA folks. And when you privatize surveillance and when you privatize security, everything, and when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So all of a sudden, the guy in the backyard who's putting up an antenna, a ham radio antenna, all of a sudden looks like a terrorist. In the previous episodes, I talked about this Siga Thomas. He's only 34 years old, but he's the CEO of 3 different companies. He's been in 6 different countries as a U.S. diplomat, and this is a signature CIA type cutout situation where someone is being funneled money, and this is not typically a normal situation where someone is a CEO of 4 different companies by the time they're 34, and they've been in 6 different countries all over the world. So that drew additional scrutiny. I looked at his career going from Haiti after the coup to, there's a space in his resume, I think it's going to be Venezuela, to then South Korea. I believe the reason he's going to South Korea, again, it's mining interests. The South Koreans own smelting facilities in Myanmar and Thailand. So when they take ore from, let's say, gold ore from Haiti or tin ore from Africa they can smelt it there without the restrictions that you would normally have on pollution control. So, and then he's going to do additional stints in Bolivia, Pakistan, and Spain. And I think those are all going to be mining. And there's going to be a Clinton donor named Boole, who goes all the way back to Arkansas when the Arkansas diamond mining deal was done in the mid-'80s. So I think there are certain career diplomats or certain diplomats that you're going to find are very closely related to Frank Giustra and the Frank Giustra mineral plays and diamond plays, etc. And this is all looking like a repeat of Mark Rich in South Africa. Everything that happened to South Africa in terms of exploitation is just kind of being repeated over and over again. So again, everyone knows this. From the previous episodes, all the USAID investment was up here to create a prison, medical center, industrial park, new airport, and a new cruise port. And this, you're going to find, is going to be a big transshipment point for South America, a funnel through to the North America, and also a transshipment point for Africa through to the United States. So if Eric Braben's out there, please, or if Rajiv Shah out there with the Rockefeller Foundation is out there, we'd love to answer your questions. Let's do a radio debate, or let's do a radio talk show where we talk about why were the investments up here in northern Haiti when the epicenter of the earthquake was down here, and by far and away the largest center of the population was down here. Let's talk about the new president, who's a convicted drug dealer and and has an outstanding warrant for money laundering. And let's talk about transshipment points for the drug industry. I talked about this in the last episode. This is going to be Bill Swing. I would love to talk to him about his plan for bringing in these 150,000 people into Haiti from the Dominican Republic. And I'd like to talk to him about his history in Congo, of the 6 million people that were murdered in Congo. Again, with Monica Petersen, we'd love to see her thesis. We'd love to see which sweatshops in northern Haiti here, where all the investment was, gave out bonus pay. Which ones did forced labor? We'd like to see the labor records of the mining companies up there. And these are all going to be DynCorp contracts. Again, here's Kagame. Kagame is not only Uganda as far as genocide there, but he's genocide in Sudan, he's genocide in Chad, he's genocide in Niger, he's genocide in Nigeria, he's genocide in Congo 3 separate times, Burundi, and of course Rwanda. And why wouldn't you invite him to the National Prayer Breakfast? He would be seems like the perfect person to do that. A lot of folks have said Boole. You got to talk about Boole. So Boole is the guy who did the diamond deal with Bill Clinton. If you don't know the story, there's a little tiny state park, and I'm sorry I didn't finish the slide, in Arkansas that Boole got the rights to from the Clinton Foundation, and it has this very rare type of diamond. But you basically follow these crystals, and if you follow the crystals down into the underneath, you'll find these incredible diamonds. And so this is his son. He's kind of a bon vivant, and he's written this book, Boole's Jewels. They've done a lot of plays in Madagascar. What you'll find over and over again is the old republic, the old South Africa, where there's diamonds. They keep, chunking off a piece and making it their own, so they can do their own. For instance, Swaziland was chunked off so that they could create, a diamond mine there. You're going to find the same thing for other pieces of Rhodesia and South Africa. So this is the Mark Rich story over and over and over again. The Booles are the creme de la creme of Monaco, with the regalia and the parties and the self-congratulatory toasting and so forth. Someone mentioned, and of course, anyone who talks about any kind of real social justice, like a Gary Webb or a Michael Rupert, or just reports the facts, is attacked through these paramilitary, para-surveillance organizations like Catholics in Action and Christians in Action, or the Branch Davidians, or the New Life Refuge folks. So a lot of folks ask me, what's your deal? Well, I didn't develop all this. Michael Rupert talked about the United States Secret Service developing these prowler teams. So basically you have a group of volunteers like this who are convinced that you're the bad guy. They badge jacket you in some way and say you're a child molester or you're a date rapist or something like that. And they create a box around you during the day, and then the U.S. Secret Service or other folks kind of come in with psychological operations at night. And that's how it works in the United States. This graphic talking about transplantation, it's not just transplantation of hearts. There's 123,000 people on the donor waiting list. 21 people a day die waiting for organs. It's about 100,000 of that list is kidneys. Only about 8,000 a year is provided by people who die in car accidents. You have twice the longevity if you get a kidney from a living donor. But it's not only just heart, liver, lungs, and kidneys, but it's also, corneas are recovered. You can see his eyes have looked like they've had the corneas taken out. You have skin. You also have digestive tract that can be recovered. So there's many things in that body bag that are recoverable. So literally, I think I might have mentioned this earlier, everything but the oink is used in this kind of human farming that DynCorp does. So all I'm looking for is an accounting of that and just a discontinuance. I'm not even asking for a comeuppance for the guilty parties. Again, if you just publish the metadata for the 650,000 emails, the situation almost solves itself because no one goes to jail, but then you have a quietude of the ritualistic or the heinous practices, and then but you don't have everyone going to jail, and then McCabe here can stay as the deputy of the FBI, and he can still obstruct justice and so forth, but at least there's an appearance of justice. So that's it for today. I just wanted to get out the late edition for all the good people that have commented today, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.